Welcome to my channel. So on this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to record a macro, and then once you've recorded that macro, how to add it into a button, put it in a button so that you can easily access it. Sorry. So now it's basic. I just want to show you the basic of how to record that particular macro. Let's say, for an example, you want to record yourself adding solver into this into the ribbon here. So what you can do is solver is supposed to be under data. You can see we already have solver there, but solver is not easy to find. Solver, in order for you to activate solver, you have to go to backstage menu and then click options, and then on options you click on add-ins, and then you say go there, and then you deactivate solver. So once you activate solver, solver will be there, but now we are deactivating that, right? So we want to put this entire process into a button, right? So that we can easily access it, the activating of solver and then deactivating of solver. So we just want to create a button or a tab, create a tab, and then that entire process we need to record it so that we have like two buttons, the one for activating solver, the other one for deactivating solver. So instead of us going to backstage menu, click option, and then add-ins, we need a button that we can easily access here on the ribbon. So when we click on it, it activates solver and then deactivates solver. All right, so I'm just showing you how to record your micro. I will show you another steps here on the second video. But for now, what we're doing is just like how to record yourself doing something, how to save the macro, and then how to take that macro and then add it into a button so that you can easily access it. Right. So that's what I'm doing. Then deactivate solver there. Say okay. Can see solver is gone. So I just want to create a button for me that I will be able to use to activate and deactivate solver. That's the process that I want to record using the macro, right? So on this video, we're only learning how to record the process that you want to automate using the macros. Okay, so macros, you find them under developer, and then there is macros. You can record the macros. There's another, you can also find them under view tab. They click macros and then view macros, record macro, so you can find the, but the developer tab is the one that is all the information that I need, all the tabs and all the features that I need for this. Okay, and then now I can start recording, right? We get the idea. The idea is that we want to record this process of us adding the solver. See, you go to options, we add ins, and then you go there, and then we deactivate it there. That's the process that we want to record. So once you are ready to start recording, some say, okay, you need to first practice it before you start so that you won't make mistakes. Because if we make any mistakes while you're recording, the Mac will record all those mistakes. So some, they say, it's best for you to practice before you record yourself. So, okay, press record and then macro name. So let me just say add solver, right? And then there's this part that says store macro in. So we have this workbook option. So it means that this macro that I am recording now, it will be stored in this workbook, right? So if the macro that we are storing or the macro that you want to record is relevant on all of the spreadsheet that you're going to be using going forward, you need to change from this workbook and then apply to, say, personal macro workbook. On personal macro workbook, what happens is that every time you open Excel, this macro that you have recorded, it will appear on that on all of the Excel spreadsheet. If you put it under, if you store it under personal macro workbook, it will appear there. But for now, let's say if it is the macro you're recording is relevant only on the spreadsheet, then you click on what? This workbook. But this one is relevant, I think, on all of the macros that I'm going to run. So let me put it on the personal macro workbook. So every time I open Excel, this macro will be open. It will be there at the background running, right? Or not running, but it will be there on the background. Okay, and then click OK. Macro with name add solver already exists. Okay, so that macro already exists. I think I've used that name already. Let me say replace existing macro. Yes, I want to do that. Okay, as you can see there, the top says stop recording, meaning that it's already starting, it has started recording. But if I'm not clicking anything, it's not recording that process. It will only record when you press buttons when you highlight and all of those things. But right now, this process is not recorded, right? And then you can also see there down there says ready. See that box means it's recording, right? So okay, now file, that process on its own is recorded now, and then options, the steps, add-ins, it's recording all those steps, and then you see Excel add-ins, and click go, and then add solver add-in, and then say okay. You can see down there is saving the solver, saving the macro, and then I can say stop recording, right? So I have recorded myself adding solver to my ribbon. So if you check there on data, I have solver there. Now I need to record myself again deactivating solver. So I need two buttons that I can use to activate solver and another button to deactivate solver. So basically what I'm showing you now is how to record. Let's say you're doing calculations. So you will just click on record and perform your calculations. Once you're done with the process, you press stop, right? And then that process now you can take the same process and then add it to a pattern, of which now we're done with adding solver. We need another process that we need to record another process of us deactivating solver. So I need buttons, two buttons, one button for activating solver, another button for deactivating solver. So I want to record those two processes. I'm done with the first process. Now I'm looking at the second process. And then I go to developer and then say record macro and then say deactivate let's say underscore macro, deactivate solver, not macro. Why am I saying? All right, solver, and then personal macro workbook, yes, and I say okay. Name already exists, say replace, because on my side it already exists. If you on your side it doesn't exist, just it won't give you that pop-up message. Okay, yes. Stop recording. Okay, now it's recording, and then I click file, options, and then add-ins, and then go deactivate solver, and then say okay, right? And then I stop recording because I'm done with that process, done recording that. And then you will see, let's say data, and then solver is deactivated there, right? So now the process that we have gone through, I want to add that process into a pattern, right? I want to create a tab here for all of, like, I want to call this the tools box, right? Let's call it the tools box, put it in a tab so that we can easily access it. So now I can do this, I can click anywhere here on these tabs and then right click. I want to customize the ribbon and then add my own tab, that is my macros. Customize the ribbon. I want to add my own tab. Let me say new tab and then give it a name. Let's say tools box. Rename it as, I want to call it my tools box. This is where I access all my macros, and then say okay. And then the group, remember the tabs consist of groups, and then rename the group, and then you can give it an icon. Let me give it that icon, that symbol. You can give it that symbol and then rename it. And then I want to call it what, the macros. Let me just say make, and then okay, so there's my tools box tab, and then the group is make. So I need to add the macros that I've recorded already. So drop down arrow and then check out all the macros. They are the macros. See, okay, add solver. This is the one for adding solver. Where is the one deactivate solver? So let's start with add solver. So on this part, choose commands from. You click on macros, right? Because the macro that we recorded is under the macros. So you can click the drop down arrow, find the option there, and then add that. Okay, and then I want to add another one. Personal add solver. I want to add the deactivate solver and then add that. So I've add those two buttons, but I can change the name and then I can also use a different icon there. Let me start with renaming that one and then get it like it's for adding solver. So let me use that symbol, and then the name will be, let's say I want to call it add solver. I'm gonna say okay, and then this one I can also rename it, and then X, just because I'm deactivating solver there. Let's, and then deactivate solver and say okay. So you can see now I have add solver button and then deactivate solver, and then let me click OK. Let me say OK. You'll see now I have a tab now. There it says tools box, right? Let's check now on data. You can see solver is not activated. It's not there, right? Let's go back to our tools box, and then let's say add solver. Click that. Okay, so it's running code at the background. If I click on data, you see solver is there. So the macros are just there to record your process that you do, like time and again. Or it's a longer process. You want to make it short, you want to easily access it. You can record yourself and then put that in a button so that you can easily access it. So that's what we have done so far. So you can see data, and then the solver is there, and I can go back to tools box and then deactivate. So instead of me going there, file, options, add-ins, go, and then deactivate solver. So I have just automated that entire process. So whatever process that you do within this worksheet here or within the work area that you do, like let's say every day, right? You can automate that task, and then macro will do it for you. So you can go through the process of recording and then putting a pattern, so that you can easily access that. You press one button, macros or Excel will do everything for you, what we've recorded. So let me show you data. Solver is there. Let's test if this pattern is working. It will be able to deactivate there. Click on it. You will notice that when you click on data, it is already deactivated. So I have recorded that process using the macros. So I have those two there. Okay. Okay, let me show you something. Let me see if okay, like there is a developer and then Visual Basic. So you'll notice down here we have the VBA project personal Excel SP. Okay, but okay, I'll show you this on my second video, but now I'm done. I've shown you how to record. So on my second video, I'll be showing you how to, or where to find this macro, how to track it and find it. And then also on my third video, I'll be showing you how to perform calculations and then record those calculations using macros, and then also maybe add a button somewhere here inside there. All right, cool. So I think I'm done. Thank you guys for viewing my video, and then I hope it was informative. See you on my next video.